everybody. What's up, Prime Time Squad? Hey, Maurice, what's up? How you been? I'm trying to pull up the comments over here. Okay, I see the comments now. Okay. I'm about to say my comments working over here, but not over there. But ooh wee. What is going on with y'all? Have you been watching Empire, Maurice? We've been doing some reviews on Empire. They did like a 2 week, like a 1 week hiatus though, so it didn't come on this week. It's coming back on again next week, but it's been really good. The TV show been really good. I've been actually reviewing. Oh my god, what else is on hiatus? Was it Power? I think Power is on hiatus for a week. I don't know why, but them two shows is like the only shows that takes off a week, like towards the end of the season. I don't know. It's been like that for a while now, but oh well. But yeah, I've been doing good. I'm about to get into making this dinner for tomorrow because I have to work tomorrow. I actually had the weekend off, but me being oh so amazing, I ended up taking a shift for somebody at my part-time job who literally just got hired, like literally just got hired like a couple of weeks ago. And they went through training and everything. And then this weekend, their first weekend to work, by themselves, they called in like, I don't know, 2-3 days ago, talking about they can't come in or they didn't know they were scheduled or child. I'm like, I hope y'all didn't make a mistake because the person they hired is 19 years old. And I know all 19-year-olds aren't the same, but I know when it comes to the weekends and them having to work, because I've been a 19-year-old and an 18 and a 20 and a 21. And sometimes working those weekend evening shifts, I be called in. I used to call in sometime before I even had kids. Talking about my kid's sick, can't go to work, can't get daycare, didn't even have a kid. But then when I had kids, I never used them as an excuse to not go to work. Ain't that funny? But anyway, I don't know if their excuse for not coming in this weekend is legit or not, but I'm like the only one who really, really could, work the shift because everybody else working a different shift this weekend. So it was either that or the person who's working a day shift do a double. Or the person who works the morning Monday through Friday shift work overtime for the weekend to take the shift. So I was like, okay. It only makes sense for me to volunteer and take the shift. And plus it's only like 4.5 hours Saturday and 4.5 hours Sunday. So I'll give up my little whole weekend off, to make some extra money. But yeah, first I was like, oh my God, why? You know how they need people at work, they need people to volunteer, and you is like the one they want, but they be just waiting on you to volunteer without asking you. Or sometimes kind of making it sound like it's mandatory. So yeah. But our job at the nursing home, it's not mandatory, for what I do, but it kind of helps in the long run when you need time off and you would like somebody to take your shift. You know what I mean? So anyhow. But you said your Astros are playing? I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about no. That's baseball, right? I know that's baseball. I'm like, I don't know nothing about that. Sure. I don't know nothing about no baseball, no softball. But I hope your team is winning. Ain't it kind of late for baseball? It's 12:10. Well, I guess it depends on, where they playing at. But let me get started on this food. My sons had asked me to make some broccoli, beef and broccoli and rice for dinner tomorrow and some egg rolls. So since I have to be at work tomorrow, afternoon, evening-ish, I figured I'd prep everything tonight. That way, when I leave for work tomorrow, about time they get off of work, and then I'm leaving for work, they can just take the food out and warm it up and whatnot. But y'all know sometimes I do cook at night because of that simple reason right there, to make sure the kids got something to eat, the next day. So that's what I am doing tonight. So I guess while I'm doing this, we can talk about whatever. I know on these YouTube streets, I had tuned in to a lot of people this evening because I was really relaxing. I was chillaxing, actually. I did not have to work all day today. I took this Friday off because of the fact, from my main job, because of the fact I'm like, I haven't had a 3-day weekend in a minute. So since I got the weekend off through my part-time job at the nurse home, I'm like, oh, let me request this day off, from my full-time job and have a 3-day weekend. And then somebody calls out for the weekend at my part-time job. So I'm like, you know what? All day today, I was relaxing. I was watching videos, watching YouTube. I mean, resting, relaxing, napping, all kind of stuff. Just not doing nothing. And then I was thinking, I was like, let me get started on this food tonight before tomorrow so I can have it ready for tomorrow. So what's the score, Maurice? And everybody coming on in. Welcome to the chat, the cooking and chatting chat. Cooking and chatting live. Let me put it that way. Cooking and chatting live. Hey, Miss Natural Noise. Hey, how you doing, boo? How you doing? How's it going down south? Hopefully you guys are having some good weather down there. I know my family in Texas was having all that rain and storms and tornadoes last week, and so I hope everybody down there is doing okay. I hope you guys are doing okay, because that's really scary. I'm from the Midwest, born and raised, still live here. So I know all about them tornadoes. All about them tornadoes. And we done been through some tornadoes living in the Midwest. So I remember this one bad tornado. We was down, this was in my church days when I was growing up, my growing up church days. I still go to church now on Sundays when I don't have to work. But in my church days, where my parents was going to church all the time, and all these tent revivals, and for weeks and weeks and months, I remember one time we was under a tent having a tent revival, and thank God our church was like maybe 50 feet. No, probably 200 feet. Yeah, probably 150 feet away. Not that far. The tent was practically probably like a street away from the church. Not a block, but a street. So, from one sidewalk to the other sidewalk, that's about the distance we were from the church. So probably like 2 streets away. If you put 2 streets side by side, that's about how far our church was from the tent. And it was storming. We had heard it was storming, but like out of nowhere, tornadoes started developing, and we was under that chin child. We was Holy Ghost stomping. People get slayed by the Spirit. Anointing oil splashed all over the place. I mean, it was at that peak in the church service where all the kids, we just sitting around. We trying to just stay woke because it was late at night. So we trying to stay woke and stuff, or we either playing around or something. But all the grown-ups was all in the Spirit and everything. Next thing we know, trees started falling around us. And oh my God, it was so freaking scary. Everybody took off running. My pastor at that time was like 7 months pregnant, and she was running with her big old belly and everything, and wires was falling. It was a hot mess. And then after it was all over with, we ran into the church. We ran into the basement of the church. This whole church, everybody, the guests and everybody ran into the church. And when it was all said and done, everything around us was tore down, knocked down, fell down, except for the tent. That tent that we had for many years at our church and used that tent every summer for tent revivals, it had like one small hole in it. And it was a humongous tent. I mean, you could fit hundreds and hundreds of people under that revival tent. And it had like one small hole in it. But everything else around us, trees, people's houses. I mean, it was big, huge trees and people's windows and their homes. Everything. And the tent, it had like a scratch on it. I was like, ain't that crazy? I'm like, God was looking out for us, child. But this little old recipe that I like to use, I might as well get started. I got my meat been seasoning behind me. Seasoning. I got my meat seasoning behind me for my Mongolian beef. But anyway, I don't know how to do. Y'all like beef and broccoli? My sons and I, we love beef and broccoli. Half a teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda. Like my grandma would say, baking soda. Hold on, I forgot my sugar. Oh, let me use my little sugar right here. Ooh, that meat smell good. It's seasoned and Oh, but yeah, that was really scary. You said yes, he was. Yes, he was looking out for us, Miss Nasty Lawless. But what you been up to while I'm making my little recipe? One teaspoon of sugar to throw off that starchiness, because we're going to put, some starch in here. That's right up here on my other refrigerator. A tablespoon of cornstarch. That's half. Another half. That's 1 tablespoon. Let's see. We got the low sodium or less sodium. Recipes usually call for low sodium. It's basically less sodium. The less sodium bottle. You were sleeping? Did I wake you up from your sleep? That's what I mean, you know what? When you chilling and relaxing the whole day, it's like, you know how I go. 1 tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce. In this recipe, it calls for like 1.5 pounds of flank steak or whatever steak you use for your shredded, not shredded, but your sliced beef. But you know how it is when you stay up all day, you napping. I mean, not when you stay up all day, but when you relaxing and napping on and off throughout the day and just so relaxed. About time you get up in the morning, what I do with my water? About time you get up and at the nighttime, you be like, up. Okay. Here's my water. But you be up. So you can't even go to sleep. And that's me right now. I'm like, I cannot go to sleep at all. So 1 tablespoon of water. I was just gonna fix my food and just sit around and, prep all my stuff for tomorrow. I thought I had everything with me. Where's my vegetable oil? Okay. Hopefully I don't have to get up no more. I thought I had everything around me that I needed, but obviously I did. Okay. 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I also have some canola oil too. This is a half tablespoon. So I got to do 4 halves to make the 2 tablespoons. But I got this vegetable oil for the beef, but I got canola oil for the egg rolls because canola oil is a lot better for deep frying, just in case y'all didn't know that. But yeah, it's a lot better. But she said, yeah. So yeah, I'm up now. I ain't no telling what time I'm gonna go to sleep. But I know it's some videos that I do have to watch when I wind down again, because a lot of people been live tonight. Tracy, Fabe, Jay Wilson. I heard somebody was going in on Michelle Brown. I was like, what? I ain't heard nobody going in about Michelle Brown or even beefing with Michelle Brown in a minute. So if y'all know anything about that, please feel free to let me know. I heard that King Payne had a lot to say about Michelle Brown because of the fact that she on her channel, I guess she played or aired a old video of her and Armand Wiggins, who has been lately beefing with Tasha K and other people or whatnot. But I don't know what's up with that. I really don't. Let me just kind of stir this up a little bit. Just kind of mix this up. And again, this recipe is just for 1.5 pounds of flank steak or Mongolian. The recipe, of course, is called Mongolian beef because of how they make it. But you need flank steak. The steak you make for your fajitas, stuff like that. But so 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of water, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and then 1.5 pounds of your flank steak. After you mix up all your ingredients, you're gonna put your meat in here. So I'm gonna put the meat in. Which has already been seasoning, and there's your meat. And actually the smallest pack I could find at the store where I went was like 2.11 pounds. So I just kind of scooped out like what I thought was like 1.5 pounds and left the rest in the bag. So this, we're going to stir in the seasonings and get it all nice and stirred up. It smells so good, y'all. I had already had a season, with some of my favorite seasons, but I didn't put too much seasoning in it because of all this other stuff that I was going to have in here from the recipe. So that's pretty much mixed up. I'm going to put this in the fridge for an hour so it can marinate. So we're going to put this in the fridge. Let me just rinse my hands off or wash my hands off. Okay, hands are washed. Hopefully I got some room in here. Yeah. Okay, yes, I'm on there. Okay. Now, I have some black broccoli florets that I'm going to cut up. And that's only one half of the recipe, of course. There's more ingredients that goes into that recipe. But yeah, so anyway, back to some of the gossip on the YouTube streets. Now a lot of videos have been circulating about Fi Babe and Tracy. If Fi Babe really popped Tracy, you know, when Fi Babe says popped, that means, did I laugh like Fi Babe? Okay, I'm gonna try not to do that. But I guess, you know, it's going around that she popped Tracy, as far as, I guess Tracy had did several lies about, you know, the guy that Fi Babe did an interview with tonight, Eric Kane, was it? I think it was Eric Kane. Was it? Oh Lord, now I can't remember. I'm getting a few of them mixed up. But anyway, because hold on, I want to make sure I got it right. Let me pull up my little YouTube on my phone. Okay, Fi Babe. Yep, Eric Kane. Okay. The guy who had actually spent 25 years in prison for a crime that he eventually got let out on because they said he didn't commit the crime. And it was for stabbing a couple. Oh, I believe it was a white couple that he had stabbed. Now, I ain't did no research on it or nothing. I'm just going by what they were talking about. But anyway, as far as the broccoli goes, for the beef and broccoli, I buy the broccoli in the bag, and you need like 2 cups, and basically you just cut the heads, separate the heads from the stem, because you don't want the stem in your beef and broccoli, which I'm sure you guys, you know, like, duh. But, you know, some people might not know. Some people might not know. So I'm just up here cutting the stems off the broccoli. But yeah, so the guy, Tracy was talking about Tracy and who else? Was it oh my God, Susie, TSCC. They had spoke on their platform about this Eric Kane and how, you know, he had went to prison and how he had got out and how he had got like over $25 million, you know, for basically him, you know, being sent to prison and being tortured, because he was tortured by some detectives. And one of the detectives, I think they mentioned his name on there tonight. Well, I know they did. They mentioned his name on the interview tonight. And it said that he had been found guilty of torture. And I guess they have been doing it back to the 70s, which I'm not surprised. Sure, I'm not surprised. People been torturing innocent people for years. Innocent and guilty for years. Sure. All the way back to the slavery days and before. So, you know, that really, you know, is not, you know, unbelievable or whatnot. But I'm just seeing how much I got so far so I can know how much more to cut. Okay, that's about 1 cup. So I need to cut a few more. But yeah, so, you know, that was really, really awesome how he was exonerated and he was released from prison. But I guess Tracy and them had did a story on it. Oh, I'm taking out some of the broccolis that look like they're, you know, not as fresh as the other ones in the bag. I'm throwing them out with the stems. But so people were saying that Fi Babe was dating the guy. Fi Babe had told a story about how she met him. I guess some people were questioning like the validity of her story. She said she had met him at a club. Then she met him like the next day. He pulled up on her in a limo, and people were saying it wasn't a limo, it was a Cadillac, and trying to say her story wasn't all the way accurate or whatnot. So 5 8 felt the need to bring him on her show today, and she had an interview with him, and the interview was interesting. I mean, from what I gather, it seemed like most of what she said, and I'm not saying everything she told in her version of the story was 99.999 true or anything. Hold on one second. Sorry, over there talking to my son. My son's in the other room playing video games. And my other son, y'all just missed him. He was walked past earlier. But yeah, so it did seem like, most of her story was as she said it was. But then what I was looking for, so I'm not questioning Fi's story and this guy at all. Glad he got off. I'm glad he was, even though he might not have spent his money wisely, but we done seen so many people do that through, and we gonna continue seeing a whole bunch of people do that to the end of time. People mismanaging their money, especially in situations like that when it was a young person, went to prison, barely even had, a career or an opportunity to build a career or a family or a life or anything. And, unable to make probably executive grown up decisions, get out of jail after 25 years and get over $25 million. I'm going to tell you straight up, I'll be right at the mall, buying me some cars, buying me some homes. Always wanted me a summer home and a winter home. I'll be paying off my parents' debts and, probably my siblings. And I ain't gonna lie, when you get a big bulk of money like that, a settlement, and you have people that's like in your life that's been there for you and whatnot, you want to treat them, and you want to, especially though, if they in your life and in your circle, not just anybody, not just no randoms, not just no third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven cousins that I ain't never seen in my life, but we share the same great grandparents. But no, not in that case. But I done seen it. I done seen family members and cousins get not millions for settlements. Not this broccoli off of here. Not millions in settlements, but right now I have some ginger. I just bought a little piece of ginger from the store. Matter of fact, this tiny piece of ginger costs, can y'all see it okay? It costs 8 cents. That's how cheap ginger is. Because most of the time when you need ginger for a recipe, you only need a tiny little piece. But of course, if you probably serving a humongous dinner or having like a big crowd over, you would have to get a bigger stem of ginger. And some people don't buy fresh ginger. They just buy it already, in a jar. But I like fresh ginger. I love the smell of it. And it tastes good when you use it in recipes. When it's really fresh, you can really taste it. So anyway, I just have a little tiny piece of ginger. like I said, I'm making egg rolls, and this is all for tomorrow. Of course, it's like almost 1 o'clock in the morning, so ain't nobody eating this stuff tonight. But yeah, I'm using this right here, this ginger, and I'm gonna put this in the egg rolls. So I have to put it in my blender though, because I only need like a couple of teaspoons of it. But anyway, back to Fi in this interview and Tracy and everything. Brother Jay is going off right now. Brother Jay Wilson is going off right now because of the fact he's saying that Tracy disrespected the man, the Eric Kane, the man that's on Fi's channel tonight that she interviewed. Now, I did hear Tracy say something about the man, but then she kind of like apologized, kind of. I don't know if I would call it apologize. Not the part I saw. The part I saw was she was just like, oh, let me not say that or something, because, you know, she was really talking about Fi telling people that her story, as far as her husband, you know, was not valid. You know, Fi's questioning the validity of her story, Tracy's story, and her husband, possibly husbands. Tracy still claiming she was only married once. She claimed she was married once when she was like a teenager, only married for 2 years, then they got divorced. But Fi claims there's a guy that she's been speaking to who said he was married to Tracy, and he's basically like saying Tracy was dumb, she couldn't cook, she was messy, she was nasty, talking about the reason why she been sick for all this time. You know, Tracy been sick for like a week or so, and Tracy said it's her allergies. You know, it's her allergies. That's what she's saying, and I'm not questioning it. I'm just repeating what she said. And Fi said that the guy that she's been talking to behind the scenes, who do not want to come on live, he don't want to come on live, but I guess they've been talking on the phone. Is saying that she probably sick. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with allergies, saying she probably sick because she nasty. Now, I don't know what he trying to say or what Fi trying to say or whoever this guy is that's Fi talking to. Tracy swearing up and down on her mama, on her grandmama, on a grave. She swear up and down that she's only been married one time to the guy that she showed us a picture of. Fi was like, that ain't your husband. That's a prom picture that you and your husband, you and some guy took, you know, for high school prom, because she had on a blue dress, and most people get married in a white dress or maybe pink or maybe, you know, white and some other color or something. But this dress was blue all over, really shiny blue. So Fi was like, that's just your prom dress from high school. But then tonight, Tracy whips out more pictures of them actually in front of the justice of the peace and her family and friends surrounding them while they married, you know, all the family. And I know usually for a prom or something like that, you don't take a picture, you and your date and your whole family be wrapped around you, behind you for a group picture. That's not usually something you do for a prom. So I'm believing Tracy. I think that was probably her husband, and she was probably one of those people like my lead instructor for my Step Above the Rest hip hop line dance team. She got married in a bright red, pretty dress. I mean, bright red. I done seen people get, one of the other people on my line dance team, who is also a photographer and a good friend of mine, she got married in a purple dress, a really beautiful purple dress. So, you know, it's not odd for women to marry in a color that isn't white. You know, me personally, I doubt if I get married, I'd be in a white dress. It might be white with some other colors, but I don't think it'll be a starch white dress. I don't know. But I'm just saying, you can get married in whatever color you want to get married in. That's all I'm saying. But so tonight, before Fi's interview, I was just kind of looking for some more tea or some more receipts from Fi. I was just surprised that she didn't show anything else. The only thing she showed was what she had already showed before, which was a website of a particular county with marriage record on it saying she was married to some guy and the guy's name. And that's the same exact thing she showed us the other day. We didn't see anything new, anything different. So I just knew when she came on live today, because after she was talking on her live the other day, if you keep on talking, I'm going to show everybody everything. And I'm going to show everybody this and show everybody that. So I'm thinking, now, mind you, some people was on here on YouTube saying she lied. Fi ain't got nothing else. Otherwise, why wouldn't she just show it? And they were saying Fi just talking stuff, trying to keep Tracy from off her back. And I'm like, that could be. But then I'm like, because like in the other time when people was asking Fi to show receipts of the GoFundMe, she showed all kind of other receipts, but never showed anything about no GoFundMe. So people were, questioning Fi's receipts. I'll just be like, child, these people be doing so much on here. I mean, they be doing so much on here. I just be like, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But anyway, let me put this ginger in the blender real quick. So I need 2 teaspoons. So one of these little pieces should be enough. And I have a Ninja blender, by the way, that I have been having for years. And it still works. It still works awesome. Okay. One more little. I love my blender. Okay, give me a little. Okay, got me a little paper plate here for my little gingers. Here's one of the pieces to my ginger. Did I say ginger? I'm thinking of ginger, which I just blended, and blender all together at the same time. Anywho, this is one of the little pieces of the blender from the Ninja that I bought years ago. These are small ones. I have 2 big ones, 2 big regular size blender cups or containers, whatever you call them things. For your juicers, for your when you blend in, bigger stuff or shakes, all that kind of stuff. But these little ones you can use for little stuff like this. When you're doing some onions or carrots or, just something small. Just trying to get it all out. Oh, ginger. It smells so good. Some people don't like ginger. I do. Try to get some out the lid. I don't think I really need to get this out the lid because it's pretty much enough. So anyway, this ginger, which I shredded, is going to be for the egg rolls. Now, I know sometimes I do egg rolls and I'll do like beef sometimes. Sometimes I didn't even combine beef with the pork, or I'll do beef separately or pork separately, or I'll do shrimp combined with the pork or shrimp separate, or we done it all kind of ways. But it's really, really good. I love me some egg rolls, and I like making them at home because you can make them as small as you want, as big as you want, So yeah, anyhow. So that is that. So I'm going to get a bowl. And well, first of all, let me put this meat on the stove. Okay, I have a pound. The egg rolls call for a pound of whatever meat you want. Um, whether it's pork or beef, shrimp. Of course, if you use a shrimp, you gotta slice up the shrimp. You know, slice it up to small pieces. Okay. So, 1 second, y'all. You know, you gotta keep your hands clean. When you're cooking, gotta keep your hands clean. So I'm seasoning this meat up a little bit. Just a little bit. A little onion, a little garlic, a little seasoned salt. Okay, a little pepper. Okay, so I'm gonna cook this. Switch skillets. Put this on. Smelling good in here, y'all. Smelling good. Did I put seasoned salt on there already? I think I did. Put a little pepper. Okay. Stir this up and let this cook till it's done. Okay. Now I need another bowl. Ugh. Strainer. Here I come, y'all. Here I come. Here I come, y'all. Woo. Okay. I still got people in here. I still got people in here. Okay. So thanks for sticking in with me tonight. I didn't expect nobody to be in the live tonight. So if you get sleepy, excuse me. It gets all that seasoning. Child, if you get sleepy, I understand if you gotta log off and go to bed. But I got my I can't make the egg rolls without the meat. So the meat is cooking for the egg rolls. I got some pork on the stove. I got the flank meat in the fridge is marinating. Let that marinate for an hour or more, for your beef and broccoli. So it's in there marinating. Okay, let's see. Where's my cabbage? I have lots of recipes that I use all the time when I'm making stuff, and I have them on a file. So that's what I'm looking at. I have them in a, you know what I mean, a file saved on the computer. So that's what I'm looking at. So let's see. Oops. But yeah, so anyway, I don't know, I was just expecting some more receipts from Fi when she started talking about her Tracy's husband again today. Maybe she'll show some more receipts later. you know, and it's crazy about the doxing because some people is giving Fi a pass because of the fact that she told Tracy, because she warned Tracy and told Tracy, if you continue to do this, that, and the third, looking up people in my life and all that kind of going in my background, then I'm gonna do the same to you. Now, Fi claims that the stuff was sent to her, but it's public information so far, what she put out so far. But people is having arguments, not necessarily arguments, but discussions on YouTube about how far is too far when it comes to stuff like this. And just because somebody does it to you, does that make it right for you to do it? Like, in my eyes and a lot of other people, doxing is doxing, regardless if somebody doxed you first. If you dox back, you're still a doxer. You know what I mean? Even if you're so-called getting revenge for something that somebody has already done to you, it's still doxing. So in that case, but you're still a doxer. And I know some people see it one way. Some people's like, oh, well, if somebody dox you first, they can't get mad if you dox if you dox them. And I understand that. But in the end, you still doxing. And people's like, no, Fi's cool. She's good. She ain't doing nothing wrong. She's just doing what Tracy's doing to her. But in the end, it's still doxing. When you bring stuff off of YouTube, when you go into somebody's backgrounds, looking up information on their parents, their ex-husbands, their children, their dog, their dead cat, it's still doxing. But I'm like, at least if you're going to dox, at least have the proper receipts. So I was just like, maybe Fi's going to show the receipts tomorrow. Maybe she's going to show us more detailed information on this guy that she claims Teresa was married to. But then I'm like, the fact that she said he doesn't want to come online, and I get that. Trust me, I get that part. If that's true, I get that part. Because there's been people that's been wanting to interview with me, and I'm not like YouTube people. No, there's people around my city, but they don't want to be on the screen. And I'm like, dang, I done interviews with people on the screen before. I done interviews with people on the phone before. And I have done interviews where I actually recorded it and then uploaded it as a premiere. But it's so much better to have the person on the screen. So some interviews I didn't turn down. There's a particular interview. Speaking of interviews, there's a particular interview because this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. For those of y'all who don't know, October is not only other things like breast cancer and something else, every month it'd be like 2, 3, 4 different things, as far as awareness. But this month is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and a particular person I'm supposed to interview. I'm hoping I, get this interview. I talked to that person tonight and asked them what their schedule was like this weekend. But being that I signed up to work this weekend during the evenings, I'm going to see, if they want to do it like during the daytime. Well, definitely not tomorrow. Tomorrow won't work. But Sunday probably won't work either because I do know that they go to church on Sunday mornings and I got to be at work in the afternoon. So it might be next week or next weekend before we even get the interview done. But that person, I honestly don't know if they would want to be on screen because of how sensitive the subject is. Now, one of my domestic violence survivors, Tasha, if y'all remember that interview, look it up, under my playlist. But she was willing to come on screen and everything. She was a little nervous at first, but, it worked out and it was a really, really great interview. But you know, some people just don't want to be, they don't want their face out there. Because once you put your face out there, like how we do it right now on YouTube, once we put our face out there, you know, it's out there and people can record you, they can download the video, they can screenshot you. You know, people do it all the time, and then they use it on here on YouTube against you a lot of the times too. You know, they take what you said on the video, because sometimes things might get misconstrued, and sometimes people might say something one day and it doesn't equal up to what they said 3 months from now. So people want to throw an old video up in their face. Well, you said that. But so yeah. As I was saying, I know what it's like to want to interview somebody and them not come on stream, but then you know that also makes people think, she ain't talking about it. She ain't been in contact with nobody because this dude don't want to come on screen. And if he give you all this information about Tracy, aka what some people call her Tree Dog, why won't he just come online? But again, that's just how it goes sometimes. But who knows? He might change his mind, or she might get some more information. I don't know. But yeah, the other stuff that was they're talking about on these YouTube streets was, like I was saying earlier, about Michelle Brown. Now, excuse me, I like Michelle Brown. I like Michelle Brown. I started liking her because she used to do I don't know if you would call it reviews, but she used to discuss the Queen's Court when it was T.S. Madison and Kaya. She used to discuss the show, or review the show, or whatever you want to call it. And then she did commentary on when they were together, when they fell out, when she was beefing with Kaya. I mean, when her and Kaya was beefing with T.S. and they went to court and all that. And then, you know, the fact that she does reviews on the Atlanta Housewives of Atlanta. So, you know, I've been following Michelle Brown's channel for a while, and I do remember the interview that she did with what do they call him? I know his name is Armand Williams, but he had a nickname. I cannot remember his nickname, what people was calling him. But anyway, so King Payne, you know, he's up there going off about Michelle Brown and talking about Michelle, and kind of just trying to figure out why the heck she decided to bring up an old interview right now of her and Armand, you know, because Armand is going through this with TK and whoever else, and they were trying to say that Michelle Brown is like clout chasing. That's what the people saying. They saying Michelle Brown, she's in her feelings. This is what they saying now, y'all. They saying that she's in her feelings because ain't nobody talking about her, because she ain't been popping on these YouTube streets. And, you know, she ain't, you know, because Michelle Brown, like, for a while, I mean, her name was in everybody's YouTube video title. Hey, the Jews. Hey, what's going on? You said you on your way? It's gonna be a minute before this food gets done. I got the steak, the beef marinating in the fridge, and I got the meat for the egg rolls on the stove now cooking. And then I just started making my little mixture for the egg rolls. This is some fresh ginger that I just cut and blended up in the blender. But yeah, so I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I've been following Michelle Brown for a while now, and for a while it never really seemed like she was so focused on numbers to me. That's just to me. Like, I know people on this here platform that I know is all about the numbers. All about the numbers. I mean, do anything for the dollar. for the coinage. And you know, a lot of times when she's discussing certain topics on her channel, she sometimes just discuss stuff that a lot of people don't discuss, or a lot of people don't want to discuss, or some people might not be interested in. Besides, of course, the Atlanta Housewives, you know, she been doing reviews and content and, you know, commentary on that for a long time, especially on her website, because she does have straightfromtheA.com. So she's been doing that for a long time. She has been, you know, in this business for over 10 years. So being that that is her main business and she hasn't had to clock in and punch a clock in years for income and still maintains a nice home, cars and trucks and, you know, things like that, attends like top events and, you know, in Atlanta and, you know, other places. And she's really, to me, never seen, because I'm like this, if you really all about the numbers and everything, you would be on here like some people be on here like 3, 4, 5 times a day. 3, 4, 5 times a day. They definitely trying to get some change off of here because or you just don't have anything else in your life going on, because there's no way in heck that I can be on here 3, 4, 5 times a day. Like really, and each time an hour or 2 hours or stuff like that. I like sometimes I like have to really make time to even get on this here YouTube. Like, okay, let me knock this off the schedule, do this because I need to really review this show or do this. And it's like sometimes I have to make time to get on here. And some people, they be on here in the morning, afternoon, midday, lunch, brunch, rush hour, midnight. I'm like, dang. But you know, I guess if you don't have nothing else to do and this is your like income or whatnot, I get it. I get it. But I don't know. They say she clout chasing because she ain't popping. But one thing I did hear somebody say was, I'm live. One thing I did say was, one thing I did hear somebody say was, is that me cooking? Could you stir it? One thing I did hear somebody say was that, you know, being that YouTube isn't her main channel, that she don't really have to be too concerned about is her numbers the same numbers as this person, or, you know, trying to compete against this person or that person. Michelle comes on live like when she wants. Like sometimes we might not see her for a whole week. So somebody who's really concerned about numbers, you know, you would think they'd be on here every day or several times a day or, you know, whatnot. What you need? Some chips? You want some chips? I don't know, that shit broke. Oh, you talking about those Lay's? Let's see. I think there's some chips over here. He got them? But I say I thought he had them. And he had some dip. Don't let him out. You ain't gonna get none? Oh well. Anyway. He come up here for some chips, then he turn around and run back downstairs. Did you eat all the chips? You can never keep enough food in the house for boys. I swear to God. You see how big that one is that was behind me? Shoot. I hope he stirred my meat pretty good. But anyway, so y'all can let me know what y'all think about that issue too. But I'm about to finish doing this egg rolls. Did I get some wraps? Yep, I got some. Oh, you know what? I was at Walmart at Wally World getting all my groceries and stuff for the weekend, and then had to leave that store to go to a whole nother store because Walmart was out of, or either they had some in the back and just haven't restocked yet, but they were out of the cabbage, slaw, carrot mix, you know, that you use for egg rolls. So then I had to go to a whole nother store. Then I realized I was almost out of gas. Then I had to go to the gas station. By the time I got back here, before I went live, it was like, shoot, almost 11. I'm like, I had to do 3, 4 pit stops. But anyway, I'm going through my little file here. Should I make the egg rolls tonight or should I make them in the morning? Now I'm debating. My son, my youngest one, talking about tonight. That's because he want to eat them. See, this is for tomorrow. What you mean you ain't gonna be here tomorrow? Where you gonna be at? You got work? Huh? You gonna be where? Oh, the pumpkin patch. It's gonna be cold. 60 degrees. That's still cold. Well, take your butt on the Valors to the pumpkin patch. Bring me home a pumpkin so we can make a pumpkin pie. This child barely done stirred up my stuff. He done barely stirred it up. Okay, y'all. Let me stir up this meat. But what's on y'all schedule for tomorrow, Primetime Squad? What y'all got going on tomorrow? My son just said he'll be at the pumpkin patch tomorrow. What y'all got going on? I know a lot of people around this time of the year be taking their kids to the pumpkin patch. I don't know about the one where y'all located, but I'll tell you one thing. The one here is really expensive. Really, really expensive. Oh yeah, this meat smells good. And it's going to taste so good in the egg rolls. Wash my hand again. Can never wash your hands too much when you're cooking. Okay. Whew. I already saw your comment to Juice saying you on your way. Okay, where's my other bowl? Where's my lettuce? Oh, let me put my grease. What do I do my canola? Okay. Put my grease for the egg rolls in the deep fryer. Ooh-wee. Okay, let me turn that on. Turn on the deep fryer so that can be warming up. And you can cook your egg rolls on the stove if you want. I just like making them in the crock pot. I don't know if y'all can see me way over here. And I got that meat on low so that it won't burn while I'm talking to you guys. Let's see. Let me get the lettuce. Most of y'all know I got 2 refrigerators. I got 2 refrigerators, so one of them is on the side of my little table. Some eggs. Okay. All right, we still live up in here. I still got peeps in here watching. Hey. Ooh, what time is it? What time is it where y'all are? It's 1:10 where I am. Where I am. I think I made too much ginger. Whenever they call for garlic, this is what I usually use. I don't know if you can see it too well. This is what I usually use. So I'm gonna add a little bit. Just a little bit. You want it too garlicky. You can smell the ginger and the garlic. Okay, so the first part of that recipe, again, I'm looking at my files on my phone. I have a file titled main dishes. I have a file titled side dishes. I have a file titled desserts and all kind of stuff. So, and then also I have like recipe books where I laminate pages and put them in books because those I'm going to leave to my children, like especially their favorite recipes or the holiday recipes. I'm like, you don't never know if you get married, if you end up with a woman who knows how to cook or don't know how to cook, or maybe knows how to cook, but maybe she's a doctor, or maybe she's a lawyer and spend lots of hours away from home. I'm like, you should know how to cook. Because that shows, men sometimes they will use an excuse for a woman not being in the kitchen all day, every day to do some things on the side. Not saying all men now, but y'all know when people have issues, sometimes it be, she don't ever cook or she ain't, anywho. But, yeah, so they should know how to cook. So even if it is desserts or something, maybe your wife or somebody might want to go into the dessert business, and I have lots and lots of recipes that I use that people love. Because y'all know I'm a personal custom cake decorator and I make all different types of cakes. So anyway, we already got our pork in the skillet with the ginger and the garlic. And basically you need like 2 teaspoons of ginger, 2 garlic cloves minced. So now we're going to salt, sugar, and soy sauce and sesame oil. And I already got my sauce in there. 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of salt. So where's my sesame oil? Okay, here's my teaspoons. I got so much stuff on this counter. Okay, salt. The meat is about done. 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna mix that in. And since I already seasoned my meat pretty well, I'm only putting a half a teaspoon of salt because I already seasoned my meat with what I wanted to season it with. You know, recipes sometimes just call for like salt or something like that. And I'm just stirring it up, just mixing it around. Okay. I'm gonna let that. And I got some sauces that wasn't really high in fat, so it don't even have to be drained. So that's a good thing. You said hello everyone, Tanya. Okay, tonight you are so right. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? I didn't miss what what part are you talking about when you say you are so right? And no cakes tonight. No cakes tonight. I got like 3 orders next weekend though. So I'll be one of those I'll decorate live next weekend. Because y'all know every time I get like some orders in, I try to at least decorate a few times a month live. Because although I'm a cake decorator, it's not my full-time job. That's something I just do on the side for fun. And DC12, did you see that I had won first place at the cake contest last week? Well, actually, it wasn't a contest. I mean, it wasn't a cake contest. It was a bake-off. So it could have been cakes. It could have been cookies. It could have been pies. It could have been, you know, all kinds of stuff. Some people entered stuff like cake balls. It was rum cakes. I mean, people had all kinds of stuff. You said both my sons said, oh, yes, absolutely. I don't have any girls. So being that I didn't have any girls and both of my sons grew up playing sports all year round in the summertime, traveling out of town, playing sports. So they didn't have a lot of time to take advantage of the kitchen. So now that they're older, and you know, the youngest one in college, the other one already went to college, but he still stay at home. So like all my favorite recipes throughout the years, whether it's desserts or like the recipe that I'm doing tonight, I have on files on my computer. So whenever they want to make anything, all they gotta do is search, whether it's, I don't know, chicken and dressing, dumplings, homemade baked mac and cheese, cakes, pies, banana put, you know, whatever. I have tons and tons of desserts and recipes that I either found that worked good for me or from, you know, my mother, grandmother, father, you know, people who made the food for the holidays and all that stuff growing up, you know. So I told them one day, I always tell them one day I'm gonna be gone. And when you have a taste for something, you be like, dang, how did mama make such and such, such and such? Oh, y'all got access to the files. Y'all got my books. Y'all got my dessert books. All that kind of stuff. So Yep. They'll be good. You said my O's play. Yes, they play sports like I used to hate when people would say to me, "Your sons don't know how to cook. You cook all the time. You bake all the time, and your sons don't. When do they have time to be in the kitchen?" They go to school. Sometimes they have practice before school. Then they go to school. Then they got practice after school. Or they got games. Don't get home to 10, 11, midnight at night. Then on the weekends, they work in their little part-time jobs. Then they go into practice for 3, 4 hours on the weekend. Then games, it's like, and they play sports all year. So even in the summertime, up at the crack of dawn, I mean, oh Lord, let's not get on the summer elite basketball teams. I'm talking 4 or 5 games a day. I think the earliest game we ever had was at 8 a.m. Then the next one would be at like 10:30. Then the next one would be like 12:30. Then we go to lunch. Then the next game is at like 2, then 5, then 7, then oh my God. So yes, they grew up with a ball in their hand. And so I really hate when some people be like, your sons don't know how to cook. They didn't have time to learn how to cook. If they weren't at sports and all that kind of stuff, I was working, going to college at the same time, and finding time to meet 99.99% of all their games between both of my sons. If I wasn't at one game, and I used to hate when their games was at the same time, and I'd be like, okay, who game did I go to last time when this happened? Okay, I went to his last time when they had it at the same time, so I'm gonna go to this one this time when they got it at the same time. So it was like I was always ripping and running all around the city, raising them. So they didn't have that much time to spend in the kitchen. So, but some people don't understand that because some people kids didn't play sports, so they just think that your children, everybody's child, should know how to cook. I don't know. But anyway. But what you been up to? You said I used to say I was playing too much. You know what? My some people when I was growing up, when my sons was growing up, sometimes people used to say, your sons play sports because the way that we grew up, I done said it before, a lot of my family member was in gangs. A lot. On my mother's side, my father's side, my stepfather's side, my godmother's side. I mean, everybody was in gangs when we was growing up. And it was like the only ones that really weren't in the street was like the ones who played sports. Now, don't get me wrong, there was people in sports who also was in the street, but usually it was like the ones in the streets didn't have time for sports. So when I had my sons, I was like, well, I want them to be different. I don't want them to be in the streets and running the streets and having so much time on their hands. So I told them at a very young age, I think my youngest son started playing sports in I want to say first or second grade. He was a baller. That little boy, first or second grade on the basketball hoops, before he even started playing basketball on a team, I knew that was going to be a baller. Then my oldest one, he was like so good at football when he was like 6, 7 years old. He couldn't play on a team because he had severe asthma, but he could at least throw a football around. And he had an arm like out of this world. He could play catch. He couldn't play football, but he could play catch. And so when he eventually grew out of his asthma, thanks to the help of God and a lot of medicines the doctors had him on, a lot of trial and error with medicines and things like that, he grew out of his asthma. He ended up being like a star player in our whole state, when he grew up. So they play sports a lot. And some people like, you think they're not playing too much sports? Like they play every quarter, they play a different sport every summer. No, they ain't playing too many sports. I'd rather for a child to be doing something productive, whether it's playing sports or doing community service or working or playing an instrument or I don't care. Besides sitting at home every day after school, watching TV or playing video games. So that was my answer to when people was like, why your sons always playing sports? Like, sometimes people ask you the weirdest stuff. You said my husband kept them busy. Yes, you got to, especially boys. Hey, Design by V, how you doing? You said I'm hungry. Can I have some food, please? I'm actually cooking this for tomorrow, but if you was in here earlier, you probably would have heard my son say, can we have something tonight? I'm like, it's almost 2:00 in the morning. Take y'all bus to bed. I'm only cooking tonight because I wanted to chit chat with y'all about certain things going on in these YouTube streets. And I also wanted to prepare my dinner for tomorrow since I have to work at my part-time job tomorrow evening. So I figured I'd get the food ready tonight. But I got my pork cooked and everything for the egg rolls. My flank in the fridge marinating for the beef and broccoli stir fry. And I'm getting stuff together for the egg rolls right now. You said mine's play sports too? You said, girl, yes, not hanging a stick. Man, I'm telling y'all, it was, whew. And I love my entire family. Even though some of them was doing certain things that they probably shouldn't have been doing growing up. You know, that's family. Everybody has a family with family members that might have made bad decisions. We all myself added to that. I've done stuff in my past that I wasn't too proud of at the time, but you know, as you grow older and you look back at everything you've done, everything you accomplished, everything you done got through, it's like you just learn from the things you did good, the things you did bad, you know, right decisions, wrong decisions. And that also helps you to raise your children and tell them like, okay, I've been in the streets. I was raised in the streets. We hung in the streets. We did this, we did that, we did that. And that's why I'll be telling my sons all the time when they was growing up, you cannot out hustle a hustler. Like all the times they used to try to get one over me. Oh, it would be so funny because I would just bust them out and whatever it was that they tried to do, tried to hide, they'd be like, hey, mom, how'd you, who told, nobody. The same things y'all do nowadays ain't no different from what we did back in the day and no different from some of the stuff we try to pull over our own parents' eyes. Ain't nothing new under the sun. And when y'all have y'all own children, I tell them all the time, when y'all have children the same way it is for us, you use that to your advantage when you're raising your own children and you have that little sixth sense saying they might not be where they're supposed to be right now, or they might be not doing what they said, or they might, you know, you use that sixth sense. If it don't sound right, sniff them out. You said where we live, no streets to hang on. Oh shoot, what you got? A lot of country. Well, you is in the country, right? You in where you at? Is it Memphis? No, not Memphis. I can't remember where you. I know you down south. Is it Memphis, Louisiana? I think that's where you are, Designed by V. And your house, oh my God, your house is so gorgeous. You said, I'll tell my kids I had a dream and I see what you did. Uh-huh. Oh, that sounds like my mom. Now, y'all know, y'all done heard me say my mom was like really religious. My mom was really, really religious. And she would say sometimes, God showed me in a dream that you wasn't doing such and such, or that you was up to such and such. I'm like, well, I'm just glad God don't appear in all your dreams. Because if God appeared in all your dreams, I'd be really in trouble. I mean, I would be really in trouble. I'm just cutting up some green onions right now. I got 4 green onions I'm cutting up for these egg rolls. But man, my mom had dreams. I dreamed that she was doing this or doing that, and a lot of times the dreams would be like wrong. I'm like, what? You need to have a come to Jesus moment, Mom, because I don't know who showed you that dream, but it wasn't God, because that ain't my life. You better talk to your sons. You said, I live in a gated community, no streets. Oh, okay. You stay in a gated community. Well, I mean, even though it's gated community, you still have like the outside world, right? I mean, if the kids wanted to actually hang out, right? But I know what you mean. When you say gated community, like, I know exactly what you're saying. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna add these green onions to this 1 pound. I think it was like 15 or 16 ounce of the cabbage slaw. The cabbage slaw carrots packages that you can buy to make like, can y'all see? So I just added the green onions in there. You said, so I was sleeping and listening. You were sleeping and listening. That's okay. You said my kids are older and they still believe me about laundry. Oh, maybe I need to start using that. Well, they older now, but that youngest one, he's 18 though. He said, I'm going to serve. I knew you lived in Tennessee because you down there by Joyce, because I remember watching Joyce's video one day and you guys both appeared on the camera. Wasn't that you and Joyce? And y'all was both on the camera. And was that you and Joyce or was that somebody else? Maybe it was somebody else. I could have sworn it was you and Joyce though. Because you was out shopping. And then she was out shopping and y'all both ran into each other into a store or something. Was that you and Joyce? Or am I tripping? Because where's my sesame oil? Did I put my sesame oil back? But you know what, Miss Naturally Owens, that's funny because I was watching somebody's video today, and as I was relaxing on my day off and lounging around, nobody was home, had the whole house by myself, and I was dozing on and off while watching some videos. And I was watching the video and I dozed off. And when I woke up, it was somebody else on there. And so what I did was I pushed the back button on the screen to go back to the previous video. And I pressed where I thought I had dozed off. I did that like 10 times. Before I figured I need to get my butt all the way up so I can finish watching this video, because I kept rewinding it and rewinding it and rewinding it and rewinding it. And I was like, I'm going to watch this video. And then I would find myself and I wake up. I'm like, dang, I missed it again. That person probably had so much watch time for me today. Because the video was like an hour long and I kept having to rewind it to like the beginning. So they probably got like 8 hours out of me from just that video today. And I was like like the 10th time I watched the whole video. But I was like, okay, Tanya, get up, sit up, wipe sleep out your eyes, and watch this whole video. Then by the time the kids started coming in, I was like, what y'all want to eat? What y'all want to eat tomorrow? I need to fix it now or tonight because I signed up for tomorrow. And my son, my youngest one, was like, but you said you had the weekend off. I'm like, yeah, but somebody called in at work. They can't work the weekend shift. So it's a nursing home. So it ain't the kind of place where you can be like, screw y'all. I know I'm the only one that's not working this weekend because we got multiple locations. I know I'm not the only one that's not working this weekend. So I was just like, okay, God. Okay, you got me. I'll do it. But I should be like, well, that person got to work my schedule next weekend. I could be like that because we had just got a notice for the nurses. It said, I had just seen it the other day too at work. It said, from now on, anybody calling in on the weekends from now on must make up their time the next weekend. And that's obviously, I mean, when you work at a nursing facility or a hospital and you calling in and stuff like that, and you have residents or patients that depend and rely on staff, it makes sense. So I'm like, okay, I wonder if that applies in our department. If I can use that and have somebody, yeah, you need to work my shift next weekend. So I'm gonna see how that works. Maybe I'll get next weekend off. If I want it off, of course. But okay, I think my meat might be cooled off a little bit. Let me grab my bowl. 1 minute, y'all, so I can put my meat in the bowl. And I'm gonna turn on my deep fryer. Okay, got the deep fryer on for the egg rolls. Okay, let me wash my hands real quick. Okay, here's my sesame oil. Okay. Got my sesame oil. Okay, did I miss any comments? Okay, we got 6 people in here at almost 2 o'clock in the morning. What the heck y'all doing up? Let me know. Was y'all up bored? Did y'all just get in from the club? What's going on? Are you up late night sipping and drinking like I am? Let me know. I'll bring my egg over here. Okay, y'all, what I do with my egg? Okay, here we go. Got my eggs. Let me put some of these ingredients back that I don't no longer need. Put some of this stuff away. Vegetable oil. Let's see what else. get the green onions up. You know they say, clean as you go, clean as you go. Okay, I think I got. Okay, and the deep fryer is cooking. I mean, on. But yeah, let me know how's your evening going. What do you guys have planned for tomorrow? What do you got planned for Saturday? Y'all know I'm going to be cooking. I mean, I'm going to be cooking tonight for a minute, but tomorrow morning I don't really have nothing to do. Tomorrow evening I do have to work. So in the meantime and in between time, I keep forgetting to get my fork. Matter of fact, I don't need to use a fork. Just use my little brush. I always rinse my utensils off even when I'm grab them out the drawer. So, all right, we were in the middle of getting the egg rolls prepared, or preparing for the egg rolls. I got the heat on in the deep fryer. These are the egg roll wraps that I'm using. They come, it says approximately 15. So yeah, it's 15 in here. So those are the egg roll wraps. They're actually the only egg roll wraps that was sold at the Walmart I went to. So you can find them at Walmart. But so I got 1.5 pounds of the pork already made. I showed y'all that already. And I got it mixed with the onion, carrot, slaw. I mean the lettuce, carrot, slaw mixture that you can buy, in the salad area. And I already put in, this is the ingredients I already put in there. 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh ginger that I put in my blender. 2 garlic cloves. Okay, that's what I gotta get. 2 garlic cloves. And again, y'all know, a lot of times I use for my garlic. Sometimes I might blend up the garlic cloves, but sometimes I just be like, I just use the ones in the jar. So 2 teaspoons, 2 garlic cloves minced. So I'm gonna just put this in there. Alrighty. Let's mix it up. Make sure your hands are clean, of course. Okay. Now, and then 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar. Let's see, did I already put my sugar? I'm gonna put my sugar. You said just showing some support. Hope to get some sleep tonight. Hope all you had a good night. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You said you have never made egg rolls designs by V. Yes, they're actually not too hard to make. I'll matter of fact, most of y'all already know that I have files and files of recipes that I use for like when I need to make stuff. So I'm gonna give you this recipe and just trying to see if I can get it big enough so I can show you on the phone. I guess I can just read it off to you and you can write it down. But now this works for pork, beef, or shrimp. And you need 1 pound of the pork, beef, or shrimp. And of course, if you use a shrimp, make sure it's peeled, divined, and roughly chopped. The ingredients are 12 egg roll wraps, 1 pound of ground beef or shrimp or pork, 2 teaspoons of fresh ginger, which we already put in there, 2 garlic cloves minced, which we already put in there, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, which I already put in the meat, 1/4 cup of soy sauce, which we are about to do, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1 16-ounce bag of the shredded cabbage, carrot, slaw mix, 4 green onions sliced, and 1 egg beaten. Y'all just saw me crack my egg. So the egg is in there. And oil, of course, for the frying. And I have the oil in my deep fryer right now, frying. So the directions: brown the pork with the ginger and garlic in the pan, drain any grease. But if using shrimp, make sure you chop it up and saute the shrimp with the ginger and the garlic. Mix salt, sugar, soy sauce, and sesame oil. Add that to the pork, beef, or shrimp and mix well. We already did that. In a large bowl, combine the cabbage mix and the green onions, which y'all saw me do. Pour hot meat over vegetables and stir well, which I already put the meat in there. Lay the wraps in front of you so that it looks like a diamond. Place 3 tablespoons of pork filling in center of egg roll wrapper. Fold bottom point up over filling and roll once. Fold in right and left points, and y'all gonna see me do this. Brush beaten egg over top and folded point and finish rolling. Then set aside and repeat with remaining filling. Heat 2 to 3 inches of oil in a large frying pan to very hot, like 350 degrees. Fry a few egg rolls in pan at a time, 2 to 3 minutes per side. Drain on paper towels and serve with sweet and sour sauce, plum sauce, hoisin sauce, or jalapeno pepper jelly. So that's it. It's not too hard, not too difficult. And again, I already have the oil on. Like I was saying earlier, you can do it in a skillet. I've done it in a skillet before. But I also like to do it in a deep fryer too. So I have my deep fryer that I'm using tonight. But you can do it in a skillet too if you want. It doesn't take that much grease if you're using it in a skillet. But yeah, so okay. So we got our soy sauce, and we need 1/4 cup. And I got some leftover broccoli florets in there. Well, I should have took the little lid off, but it's already pouring now. But yes, designed by V. Ooh, my sons, they love when I make egg rolls. Like I said, the thing about making egg rolls is you can when you make them yourself at home, I'm pouring the mixture. When you make them yourself at home, you can make them as big as you want, as small as you want. This smells really good, you guys. This is, when I say you can make a lot of egg rolls with this mixture. You can make like 12 nice size ones, and then you still have enough left over. I'm going to show y'all the mixture. Oh, you're welcome. You said, what sauce will you use? I always use sweet and sour. Sometimes I use the, what's the last one? The last one I said, which one was it? The jalapeno. I used a jalapeno pepper jelly. I used that before, but my go-to is usually sweet and sour sauce. Yes, please try it. It's really, really yummy. I'm telling you. This is the only recipe that I've used, and I tried many. Like I said, when I find a recipe that I like, whether it's, I don't care if it's mac and cheese, anything. When I try ones that I really like compared to others, I write it down. Well, I don't write it down, but I type it up and I save it to my Word file. So when I go, like in my computer, I have stuff under like chicken, pork, salads, cakes, pies. I have like all these different, files on my computer. And because you know how you find a good recipe and then it's like, oh my God, what was that recipe? Oh my God, where did I find that recipe? Oh my God, who gave me that recipe? So when I find a good one, I put it right on my computer and save it in my Word doc. So this is my go-to for egg rolls. But I think we see, I already put my sesame oil in there. Put my sugar. Okay. So let me mix my little egg up. I'm mixing my little egg up now because we're going to use that for the wraps. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to rinse off my board so I can do the wraps. So 1 second. Okay. Okay, we have a clean board now. And we have our wrap. You said it looks good. Thank you. Okay, the wraps kind of thin. They're kind of thin. but they're sturdy. And then we have the mixture, which I already showed you guys. And you don't need a whole lot of mixture. I mean, you don't have to have a whole lot of mixture, because the more mixture you put in there, the harder it is to wrap it up. So, and you want it to be wrapped pretty securely. So you do not need that much mixture. And then you just kind of wrap it up like this. I guess I can put a little bit more here. Put a little bit more. Kind of wrap it up like thus. Can y'all see? I wish I could move that sign. Hold on, let me move the keyboard. I want to make sure that y'all can see it. Okay. Is that better? Oh, this isn't working out too well. Okay, I'm just going to put the camera on the thing. Y'all don't have to see me. Y'all do not have to see me for this. So hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing now. So I'm just wrapping it up like this. Right? Then you roll it one time. And then you take your egg mixture, and you brush it over like this and at the top. So you do your 2 points on the side, you fold it in, and then you wrap like that. See? Pretty easy. Right? Let me do another one. Okay, you have your center, you set it like in a triangle, like a plate on a ball field. Fill it with your mixture. And again, like I said, you don't have to put a whole bunch in there. I know some people like their egg rolls really, really big, but it's harder to securely fold when you have a whole bunch in there. And then you just kind of push it to the end so you can roll it. Roll it once. Then take your egg and just brush the corners right here. Brush the corner right there and brush that top triangle. And you fold it in right here. Fold it in right here. And then roll it up. And then you just set the ones on the side. And you just do as many as you want. Now, it's 3 of us, me and my 2 sons. So, generally, I'll make the whole 12. You see these big chunks of pork? So, it's plenty of pork. The amount that I said that I used was 1.5 pounds of pork, which is plenty of pork. And 1 bag of the carrot slaw mix. See, a lot of people think making egg rolls is a little bit complicated, but it's really not. It's really not complicated at all. So I hope you guys can see this okay, because I can hardly see the screen. And I definitely can't see the comments right now, so when I pull the screen back up, I'll read the comments. But okay, and just remember, when you're rolling it, you push all the filling towards the end, put the wrap over it, and roll it one time. Just one time. And then put your egg on the right and left, and at the top corner. And fold the sides over, fold the side over, and roll, and roll, and roll. Okay, so I'm going to take these. I'll be right back. I'm going to take these and sit them over here because the grease is ready. Yes, the grease is ready. Okay. Sorry, I had to move the Okay, did y'all see it okay? I know I got a lot of stuff over here. Okay, I need a fork. I need a fork. So yeah. As I was saying, it's not that hard. You said you did a good job. I'll make some for the holiday. Yes, make some for the holiday. I'm always down with trying to do something different for the holidays because a lot of times we get the same. And it's not like, I won't say I get tired of holiday food, but I'm the kind of person, and I've always been the kind of person that I prefer, like, the traditional holiday foods only several times a year. Like, now I don't mean just on the holiday, but when you grew up in a home that just lived off of soul food, like pork this, pig this, pig that, and beans all the time, and stuff like that. I still love that type of food, but a lot of times that's why I ask my kids when it's dinner time. I ask my kids, what y'all want for dinner? And they tell me, and sometimes it could be Mexican, it could be Chinese, like what we're doing now. It could be, Mom, make some greens, make some pinto beans, make some, you never know. And when we were growing up, we didn't always have that advantage of telling our parents what we wanted to cook. I mean, what we wanted them to cook. It was, Mom, what you cooking? Beans again, or rice, or fried chicken, and not like we don't like the food, but it's like, dang, always something. My mom never been like experimental when it came to dishes. She never been like she would try different things, but it wasn't like different. It wasn't like different ethics. You know what I mean? Like if she tried different things, it would be like some different type of soul food or something like that. You know what I mean? Some traditional Southern, food or something. She would never venture out and trying to make her own Chinese. Like she loved Chinese too. You said she would what was I say? Oh, she loved her Chinese too. There's this restaurant that closed down some years ago, and she would go there every week, once a week at least, to get her Chinese. But she would never try to make her own Chinese. You should be careful with the egg, not knock it down. Also foodie. I travel the world and I have to be open to. Yes, I am so open to food. Like I'm open to try different things, you know. And growing up, we didn't always have that different thing. So that's why after I got older, I'm like, okay, I love my soul food, but outside of holidays, like, and when I say soul food, I mean the turkey dressing, the whole shebang. I'm not just saying like greens. I can eat greens every Sunday, things like that. But I mean like the whole shebang. I like to kind of reserve that as special occasion type of stuff. Yeah, variety. I like variety. And sometimes certain soul foods and stuff I grew up on is like a special occasion type of thing to me. But that's just me. That's just me. One second, y'all. Okay. Now the meat in the refrigerator been marinating for about an hour now for the beef and broccoli. And of course, that traditionally goes over rice. So I'm not gonna make the rice and that stuff till tomorrow. So we just doing the egg rolls. I already got the broccoli florets cut and everything. And got everything ready for the beef. The beef is already marinated and everything. So tomorrow, when I actually put it together, because that kind of stuff I like to be fresh. Egg rolls, you can make egg rolls as long as you seal them up really well. They taste really good, a day later or so. But you said, oh, I already saw your comment say you like variety. But yep, so I'm going to get these egg rolls in. It's almost, oh my God, it's 2:00. So I'm going to get these egg rolls in. And then what I will probably do, which I do sometimes, I condense my videos to like certain sections or certain content that I was commenting on and make a separate new video for that. So what I'll probably do tomorrow after I do the beef and broccoli is take the portions of this video where I was just doing the mixing the food and getting the food together and stuff like that, and I'll condense it into a smaller version. And then I will just title it by itself, beef and broccoli recipe, egg roll recipe, for people who might just want to see the recipe or just have that video separate. So I will go ahead and do that for you guys. Just in case anybody, that way, if you come back later, you don't have to watch this whole video or skim through it and all that kind of stuff just to get to the recipe. You know what I mean? You said I have 3 electric fryers, 2 I have never used, brand new. Oh, I love my electric fryers. I have so many things that are electric right here. Electric fryer, steamers. Ooh, the egg rolls. They look good. They look good. Oh, and I have, of course, my electric roaster. Like 4 crock pots. Okay, so let me see. I got 4 in there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to do 1 more. And then I'm going to put the rest of the mixture in the refrigerator. Then again, I might just go ahead and do all of them. Maybe I'll take some to work tomorrow. I might take some to work tomorrow and give to my coworkers. Because I'm going to have a big, huge wok of beef and broccoli. So I'll be able to take some, because that's what I'm basically going to do. I'm going to do the beef and broccoli before I go to work. That way it's nice and fresh. And then take some to work for me so I can eat at work. And then maybe bring a plate for my coworkers. You said I got them from the thrift store, new in the box. Oh, your electric fryers? Yeah, I mean, when it comes to electric fryers, I done had several. I done had some from like the Nebraska Furniture Mart, which is like, a really top scale furniture spot here in the Northwest, in the Midwest. They have one in Kansas City too, and I think they have some in Texas. And I think that's it. Council Bluffs, no, maybe I think Council Bluffs or Iowa or somewhere, but yeah. So Nebraska, I done got some from like the dollar store, from Walmart, and when it comes to things like that, electric fryers, you can get a pretty decent one from like almost anywhere. So a lot of items that I buy, they don't always be like upscale. But yeah, and I like all of them. But the one I'm using now is one of my latest ones. And it's not a huge big one. It's like a mid-sized one. You can use it for your fries, for your shrimp, stuff like that. So it's just like a mid-sized one. But I love it. It works really well. And I'm actually about to take those egg rolls out, and I'm going to show you what they look like cooked. And then I'm going to throw some more in. So let me go and take these out. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Okay, where's my little... Mm-hmm. Okay, these bad boys are really hot. I just want to let you catch a glimpse of them. Here's one. I don't want to drip no grease on the computer. Here's another one. So see, they pretty nice size. Pretty nice size. Child, and when I say they delicious, they delicious. Trust me. Just take my word for it. But yeah, you said you have a bunch of electric turkey fryer. That's the one I need. That's what I need. I want me a turkey fryer so bad. You said fryer, the XL one. That's what I need. And you have a bunch of electric ones I got for cheap. Oh shoot. You can never have too many. You can never have too many. I'm telling you. But yes, you guys, I'm about to get my butt off of here. Tomorrow again, before I go to work, I'm gonna do another video. I don't think I'm gonna do it live. I'm gonna just do me putting the broccoli and beef together with the rice and stuff. The meat is already cooked. It's marinated. I'm gonna just leave it in the fridge marinating overnight. And all my other stuff is ready for the beef broccoli mixture. So I'll put that together, do a video, and then I'll make one shorter version of this video with just the recipe and the egg rolls and all that and the beef and broccoli, and add that to my video collection. So within 24 hours, I will have a short condensed version of just this recipe and the egg rolls for you guys. So anywho, I'm about to get out of here. It's almost 2:30 a.m. where I am in the Midwest. Thank you guys for staying up with me and chit-chatting with me and, watching me while I do my little thing with my food and stuff. But you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks for tuning in again. Make sure you do not forget to like the video, thumbs up the video, share it out if you like, and subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed. Thank you, Primetime Squad. And everybody have a good evening. I will talk to y'all later. Oh, you said you paid $20? Oh, shoot, girl. Now, that's a deal. That is a deal, and I love a good deal. You are so welcome, Designs by V. Look forward to my shorter condensed video tomorrow of the recipe. And I will try to include the actual printout of the recipe, even though I read it off to you guys. I'm going to try to include the actual printout of the recipe on the video too. So until we meet again, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out. Deuces.